Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, on her birthday, we are going to be honoring the wonderful composer Francesca Caccini. She was born September 18th, 1587 in Florence, Italy. It was the late Renaissance, and Florence was an artistic hub, bursting with music, poetry, paintings, and actually women were very involved in the arts. They were held to a high standard of artistry, as well as scholarship and social graces, because the equality between men and women was really essential to maintain social and political order. Her father, Giulio Caccini, was a successful composer and musician. Her mother, sister, and stepmother were all accomplished singers. In fact, it was the popularity of all-female ensembles that helped Francesca get her foot in the door, so to speak, in the music industry. By the age of 13, Francesca was performing regularly as a singer, and she was fluent on several instruments. Giulio did everything he could to show off his daughters, because it helped his social status. They made him look good. He developed for his daughter Francesca, because he bragged so much about her, he developed the nickname La Caccina, or the Songbird. Now, as you can imagine, she was kind of the golden girl. She was the perfect daughter. Quite the Renaissance woman, no pun intended, but she was pretty much good at everything she tried to do. Not to mention she had a very charming personality, very friendly. Everyone was kind of drawn to her. Francesca's first big performance was in October of 1600. Remember, she was just 13 years old. And she sang for the wedding of Maria de' Medici to King Henry IV of France. She performed in an all-female ensemble called Le Donne di Giulio Romani, or the Ladies of Giulio of Rome. Now this performance drew heads. The King of France was so impressed with Francesca's singing that he asked her to come serve the French court as a musician. Now this was a huge opportunity for Francesca, but because it likely would have been perceived as a snub to Italy, thus angering the Medicis and ruining her father's reputation, she declined the offer. Upon returning to Italy, Francesca immediately began serving the Medici court as a musician. That same year, however, the Grand Duke, Ferdinand I of Tuscany, became too ill to work, leaving his wife, the Grand Duchess Christine de Lorraine, to take over. Luckily for Francesca, the Grand Duchess was a huge patron of the arts, and being a woman herself, took every opportunity to showcase Francesca. By 1614, Francesca was making 240 scudi a year, which made her the highest paid musician in the court. In the meantime, Francesca married Giovanni Battista Signori, and in 1622 they welcomed a daughter named Margherita after Francesca's stepmother. Caccini's work was female empowerment at the time. It was geared towards females to sing, it helped her own female students hone their techniques, and it was usually commissioned by other women. One of these pieces was La Liberazione di Ruggero dall'Isola d'Alcina. It was commissioned by Archduchess Maria Maddalena of Tuscany in 1624 for her brother and nephew, who were to visit Tuscany the next year. This work brought Caccini so much success. It's now known as one of the first operas ever written in Western music history. When her husband passed away in 1626, Francesca moved to the city of Lucca, where she and her daughter lived for the next 6 years. It was during this time that Francesca met her next husband, aristocrat and patron Tommaso Raffaelli, with whom she had her next son, Tommasino. Tragically, Tommaso died shortly after the birth of their son, leading Francesca to move back home to Florence, where she lived for the rest of her life. Though she was now a single mother of 2, Christine and Maria Maddalena often visited her, usually to just enjoy music in each other's company. Towards the end of her life, Francesca made it her biggest goal to ensure that her daughter, now a young adult, would also have a successful music career. This was her dying wish. As she once said, "A father and mother can have no greater desire than to make themselves anew in their children, leaving them heirs of their professions and virtue." And that's exactly what happened. After Francesca died in 1646, her daughter Margherita moved to the convent of San Girolamo, and from there she became, just like her mother, one of the most highly regarded musicians of her contemporaries. So that's it! I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something and got to appreciate such a wonderful composer. I put links to some of her music down below, as well as the sources I used to do my research. Other than that, like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next week.